is always there to help and a great supporter of really everybody in the industry. And I just want to say sincerely that I appreciate your effort on behalf of the entire industry. You're always working and trying to help other people out, and you do it with a great attitude, and we appreciate that. So.
Thank you, Isaac. Determine who will be the banker, who will use which pieces. Place all the tokens that are being used, and the playing pieces on the spot marked go. Shuffle all the cards, place them face down in the respective spots near the center of the board. Distribute $1,500 to each player to start the game. Each player gets 5 ones, 5 10s, 6 20s, 2 50s, 2 100s, and 2 500s. Each player is responsible for organizing his own money. The remainder of the money goes to the bank. Organize the title cards. The banker usually handles these cards and distributes them who purchases their respective properties. What am I talking about?
Republican merit banker.
What did I just describe to you?
The rules.
How to start the game. Right? So as a loan guy, I gotta go to work at least 5 days a week, right? I have to be personable and visible. I have to answer your phone calls and emails very promptly. I have to have competitive rates, a wide array of products, and close on time. But to me, that's not a great loan officer. That should just be to start the game. So hopefully people are working with people who are on top of their game and do the minimum. That's the bare minimum to get things started. When we look at what a company is, you of course need to make sure that you are working with a company that is starting with the right thing. So just a little bit about Plaza Loans that I wanted to share with you. We're a mortgage banker. We've been in existence since 2000. I personally have been in the mortgage business since 1991. Plaza Loans as a mortgage banker has a wide array of products. We do the FHA, including the 203K. We do the conventional loans, VA loans, USDA loans, jumbo loans to $2 million. We underwrite the majority of that product right in Willow Glen, where we also draw the docs and fund the loans. So that's our part of starting the game. We have all the products. The next part comes in who you're working with and making sure that they can make sure and close the game for you. What we strive to do, what I strive to do is to make sure that I have partner relationships. And I went online to Webster's Dictionary, and partnership, excuse me, is an arrangement where parties agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interests. So that's what we always look to do, is to make sure that it is a mutual benefiting relationship between all of your vendors. When reviewing your business plans and reviewing what you did in 2011, you may want to look to see what you're going to do for the future and make sure you're aligning yourself with the right business people to make sure to handle everything. So I did have, do we have the cards? Because I do have one thing.
Go back.
You're not off the clock.
Dana, bring them up.
We're having Dana too, bring them.
So we'll see who wants to start the game. The rest of you can pick the cards.
Last one. Dana too. Dana too.
I think I can't see a dang thing. That's what I know. John Anthony.
John Anthony.
John Anthony, come on down. You just won the Monopoly game.
Hey, you know what's really great is a Home Alone guy giving a present to another Home Alone guy, and not saying, you know, forget everybody else. We're only going to give it to the realtor, right?
Yeah, but the 2 low guys working their tails off.
That's exactly right, John Anthony. Doggone, God bless you. That's good.
There we go. I have my trusty assistant Frank today passing out a little more information about me. And you know, sometimes it's nice to hear someone come up and talk and see if they can talk the talk and walk the walk. But what I also put on there were some of the recommendations of people that have used me in the past. So that's on the back of that too. So don't just trust what I say. Maybe you can trust what others can say. I listen to their names in there. Some of the people are actually in the room as well. You know, one of the things we want to make sure and do as loan officers is to make sure your deals don't go away. We want to make sure that all your deals close, but you know, once in a while they go kerplunk. and we strive to make sure that they don't go kerplunk. So the winner of the kerplunk is David Rivera, Realty World.
All right. All right.
Hopefully your deals don't go kerplunk. Obviously, we want to make sure that our deals don't go kerplunk, so we want to make sure that everybody does get this. A payday. Right, so let's remove the candy.
Always looking for a payday.
And our winner is Sammy. Sammy gets a payday. Now we do all this, of course, right? We make sure that we don't, we play the game, we show up, we have all the tools. We want to make sure our deals don't go kerplunk, we all get a payday, so that we can all get through this game that we call Live Flag. And our winner is Mimi Wayne. So in closing, if you don't have a good partnership and you're doing your 2012 business plan and you want to meet with a loan officer, since this is a paid advertisement, I can promote myself. I promise not to monopolize your time. I'll make sure your deals do not go kerplunk so that you can have a great payday and you can get through the game called life. Thank you, man. Nice job. Isn't it, hang on a minute, man. Isn't it fun when somebody takes just a little bit of time to put some thought and energy into giving a presentation? You know what I mean? You did a great job. And what the heck? Does anybody have any questions for Dave? I mean, we always like to leave it open for any questions that you might have of Dave. You said that you've been in the business since 1991. Can you tell us a little bit about your history in the business? Sure, thanks, Russ. I actually started not very far from here in Brewyard Towers. The Plaza Loans is owned by my brother. He roped me into this business when I turned 21. I was selling cars at the time. He said, all right, go buy one of those new cars so you can get the new car discount and come work for me. And so I started with him in 1991. And I moved very quickly.
91, what, you're 41?
I'm 42.
42, so half your life you've been in this business.
Half my life I've been in this business.
Wow.
And I learned my first lesson, which was never to BS an underwriter when I started the business. And I know the difference. I stayed in loans. We opened up a location in Burlingame in 94. Moved up to Burlingame in 94. Met a girl and fell in love in 97. Followed her out to Central Valley. Was in Central Valley, Lodi area, Lodi Stockton area. Switched on over to wholesale. Still doing loans. Switched on over to wholesale and was working as a subprime wholesale account executive. So my clients became the mortgage brokers. And I was working for that big Eagle Giant and Countrywide on the subprime division. Closed about 80 loans a month. Looked at probably a good 400 credit reports a month. So you get to learn the business really, really well when you're looking at that many deals. In 2006, subprime started to end, so I left, went to another company. That company closed down, left, went to another one. That company closed down, left, went to another one. And that all happened within a 12-month period. Called up Big Brother and said, okay, what do I do now? And he goes, it's time to get back to retail. So in 2008, I moved back here to Santa Clara County and was able to, with the introduction actually of Ramsey, brought me to the first meeting that I came to that you guys do, and that was over at the Elephant Bar. And that was a lot of fun. So that's kind of my history in the business, and I'm just a loan officer and just like to close deals. So appreciate if anybody has any questions, or let's go to some time.
What kind of cars did you sell?
I work for Oldsmobile, Pontiac, GMC trucks, and Daihatsu, as well as used cars.
Daihatsu, that's how you
That's how we used to pay the price. Any other questions?
All right.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the food. Thanks for allowing me to sponsor today. And if anybody wants to work on a business plan for 2012, feel free to call me and schedule an appointment.